Let me share my interpretation of the Steam machine. Permit me to do so. One thing a lot of people have not necessarily paid attention to is Valve is not a company that is dependent on selling specific hardware. Everybody else is already making Valve money, and more are coming to make Valve money. When you actually look at it this way, the question as to how many copies, or I said for copies, how many units of the Steam machine would sell or what the specs are will no longer bother you. This is how I was able to crack what I think was Xbox's code, because somewhere, somehow, I saw Xbox inching this way. Some of you in the Xbox community actually even then informed me more on what Xbox was doing, and it helped me to see Valve's genius from a long time ago. Let me go ahead and put it on paper. People making Valve money. Every single potential third-party publisher in existence. PlayStation and Xbox included. Maybe Nintendo was holding off for the meantime. Third-party publishers, the ones that make a ton of money, Valve is taking money from them. That's number one. Number two, Epic Games. Even though they don't put Fortnite on Valve, they have made an engine that is just phenomenal, easily accessible. Now more and more developers, AA, Indie, AAA with the small lowercase, are now all able to funnel money into the big old Valve. It's not a lot per head, but combined, this is a juggernaut, all without any hardware interface. Now let's talk about the big dogs. NVIDIA, yes, when everybody builds their gaming PC, what do they go ahead and install? They install Steam. AMD, Intel, and every other chip manufacturer, and all those manufacturers all day, every day, all funneling money to Valve indirectly or directly. Now that you have this context in place, why is Valve making, or what would Valve even gain from this? It's called a hardware target. This is now very important for Valve overall. The hardware target is something that the console manufacturers have enjoyed for a very long time. What I mean by that is they've been able to make an established hardware that developers can develop for, and it be the baseline. The Steam Deck was the first Valve hardware target because it's a ubiquitous machine, and they started doing a program called Deck Verified. Many of you've seen that with Windows telemetry that tells you if a game's going to play, not going to play. That's what Microsoft is also doing with their PC hardware. With console, they already have the target. Sarah Bond said that the reason they're going to continue to make hardware, and this is how the PlayStation fanboys missed the boat, is because they need a hardware target so that the developers don't have to guess. Well, we're about to make a PC game, man. Dadgummit, VG over there, he's got this hardware, and the freaking Turk has got this hardware, and Dog Dark 1985, he's got that hardware, and and they don't have to really worry too much. They never really did, but now you can basically have a stamp, and you're going to more than likely see that stamp that talks about the Steam Box Verified, that tells everybody, oh, my game can play on the Steam Box. These things actually move gamers to buy the games. So now that that's established, that now helps developers funnel more games into Valve, as if the already almost 17,000 games that are being published on Steam this year so far is not enough. That's what it's going to be there to serve. You see, I've always looked at these businesses like, what are they going to gain from here? That's not just the immediate thing we see in front of us. If it sells 10 million units, 2 million units, or 20 units, what is the inherent benefit that has put them here? Or what is the extra benefit that we can actually say is a thing here? That right there, in my opinion, is a huge portion of this whole hardware enterprise that they've put their hand in. You see, Here's Steam's biggest challenge right now. With Unreal Engine and Epic Games making game engine development much better, even companies like Microsoft, PlayStation has even tasted of the Unreal Engine fruit with Days Gone, and even big publishers now looking at an engine that is already externally supported and weighing that 4% fee. Valve has got to figure out, okay, how can we get the developers to target a machine that they can punch out games for as much as possible? This right here is, in my opinion, a huge piece of the Steam machine. Now, here's the thing. There are people who are talking about how this machine is, Xbox is going to pretty much do the exact same thing. Yes. Like, who's this machine for? Sure. You know what I mean? Like, hey, that's the surface level talk. Valve is not like Nintendo. Their business isn't hinged, nor is it dependent on hardware. So when you look at it from that perspective, they've now established what their hardware target is. You see, everybody is over here talking about 8 gigs of RAM and VRAM. My dude, 8 gigs of VRAM played some of the most interesting games that you could find a long time ago. 8 gigs of VRAM literally was huge. It's because developers are no longer, in a sense, dealing with the optimization phase or even the planning and implementation phases of their game. There were games like Kingdom Come Deliverance that exposed this, where the developers basically made a game. Where is it? It's over here. It's on sale right now. Is this on sale? Always goes on sale. Where is Kingdom Come Deliverance? There it is. If we go look at the requirements of this game, come here. Come with me. The game is using a Ryzen 5 2600. The VRAM minimum requirement is 6 gigs of VRAM. Look at it. 6 gigabytes of VRAM. Are you seeing this? So when you talk about, 8 gigs of VRAM being a problem, for who? For developers that are not really interested in optimizing their game? Well, you basically miss out on a whole lot of people. When you look at the Steam hardware survey, VRAM usage in a solid place is around 8, maybe 12 gigs of VRAM. For those of you that are on console, we've gone through this whole conversation of, the specs. You can't get a device that is actually like the PS5 performance. What performance? Are they even leveraging the performance very well? These developers? Are some developers not showing, that they actually got the goods? Look at Arc Raiders. Hold on. Where's that game? Arc Raiders. Right here. This game. Its minimum requirements. Let me move this into the frame for you. Its minimum requirements is an RX 580 or an Arc A380. These are 8 gig cards for the minimum requirements. What do you really think PC gamers are using? PC gamers are using devices that play majority of the highest games out there. And what are those games? Fortnite, Dota, League of Legends, Counter-Strike. Why would Valve go ahead and make a big, fat, high-end device anyways? You got to look at it from those perspectives. Data, all of the above. This will tell you what you need to know. And that's just a small piece. That's not all of it, but that's just, a small set of pieces that actually put things all in perspective. Make sense? Maybe not yet. You'll see it all come together. That's what Xbox is doing, by the way. I don't know if you guys know. They're copying the paradigm, and they also have a good ground. Some of you are already saying, they're going to beat Xbox, Windows. Valve is happy with Windows. In fact, Valve is the happiest with Windows, if you understand what I mean. Thanks for watching the video. Talk to me in the comment section. Peace out.